Welcome to The Culture. We rest at the pulse of the community, providing all things news, media, fashion, events, and everything that we talk about in between. Documenting our Black powerful history and amplifying our Black voices, one interview at a time. We are The Culture.
Hi. Hey, we're back. Season 7, The Culture. I'm your host, Jessica Garrett Modkins. And joining me today is Mr. Modkins, Roy Modkins. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Is this a first?
Yes, it is.
It is a first. It's a first. It's a first.
Why is it the first? That's the question.
It's a first that it's just the two of us.
That's true.
You were on when Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce launch came on.
That's
true. But this is the first time that you are here
one-on-one
with me. And it's for a very, very good reason. Roy decided that we needed to produce another show. And it is called Boy Meets Girl, the Black Love Experience. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
I'm a co-host. He brought me along for the ride. And I'm just here just to introduce the show to you, tell you a little bit of what it's about, and let's dig into this multi-millionaire mind of his and find out, why did you come up with this Boy Meets Girl, the Black Love Experience?
Ooh, where do I start? One, I couldn't shake it. Let's start there. I could not shake this.
Could not shake the idea?
I could not shake the idea.
Okay.
So a lot of times when I have these ideas that I can't shake, I believe they're not necessarily good ideas, but God ideas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I like it.
And it's no different than when we were told, or God told me to move my family to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was a God idea, and I have to trust my spirit when that happens. It's one of those things that it may drive me nuts. It may drive you nuts in the process. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And I can't shake it. And so I thought it was important that we share and we've talked about this before, what love is like, but what Black love looks like,
mm-hmm.
what it looks like from a Black father, what it looks like from a Black mother. What does it look like from a parental standpoint? What does it look like from a marriage perspective as well? And I believe that our love shows in everything that we do and that we touch. And it's organic, it's natural, it's who we are. It's how we've grown our business. It's how we've parented our children. It's how we interact with one another. Roy, how are you and your wife always working together? It's Black love. It's Black love. And everything shows through that lens. Everything shows through what we produce. Everything shows through what we call having an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's Black love. And so I could not shake the idea.
Well, you were a loss for words. So it's deeply rooted within
100%.
you. What is Black love?
Black love is us.
Oh.
Black love is not often or always shown on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Black love is soul food.
Mm-hmm.
Black love is us, or as a parent, sitting up in the middle of the night with your children and eating a bowl of cereal, a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Black love is being present.
It's all of the things.
Yes, it's shown through our food. It's shown through the way we care ourselves.
And you know where I think you're going with this? On a very surface level, I think that there's one thing to, and I'm going to say it, just say it, call yourself loving somebody. Like you're loving, but what I think that you don't recognize is that you're loving from a selfish standpoint, because typically you're loving from the way that you want to be loved.
Correct.
And that is not always the way that the other person can receive the love, because you're loving them the way that you would want to love them. But we read this great book,
Yes,
The 5 Love Languages,
yes,
and it allows your love to transcend to who you would like to understand, that you would like them to understand that they are being loved. And that means that you have to love them in the way that they receive love, which is different.
I learned that the hard way.
Than
early.
Just loving someone.
Yes. To your point, early on when I was married, and we've been married for 18 going on 19 years. I remember my wife used to have this job, and every day at night I'm sitting there thinking, what does she want for lunch? What she want? I pack her lunch. I put a note in there, and I'd be like, ooh, have a beautiful day. Da 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 da, every single day. Well, my wife would come home with that bag of lunch every single day, and my little feelings was hurt. I'm sitting there thinking like, well, I had lunch with my friends and coworkers, and I'm sitting there thinking like, what am I missing? And what I was missing was that was my love language.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. You making my lunch and all that stuff. I think that, and it was great. And it was a great idea, and it was a great thought.
Right.
But was it really fulfilling your needs? No, it wasn't. And I was missing the point early on. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a step back and realize, hey, what is it that you really need? What is your love language? Mm-hmm. What's going to make you smile and make you feel a certain way?
What do I need?
Right. And I think that's really what, when we talk about love, mm-hmm. You meet people at their needs.
Right. And that's beyond just the relationship.
100%.
And that comes with wisdom, though. That's not something that you just automatically grasp. I like this person. I love this person. Right. And then you have to elevate and take your mind to a point where understanding really what love is, not to you, but to the person who you would like to receive the love.
Right. I think that's important right there. There's nothing greater than receiving love from the person that you want to receive it from. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And them understanding your love language.
Mm-hmm. And we call it an empty tank.
Right.
So it is more of, are you filling my love tank?
Right.
Am I running off of reserve?
Right.
Is my tank empty?
Right.
And that comes with you understanding and being very cognizant of where you are from a mental standpoint, because you may be lashing out because you're not feeling loved. Right. Where in fact, the person who you are lashing out at may feel like they're loving you to the best that they know how. And that goes back to parenting and parents not doing the things that you think that they should have done. They're doing the best that they knew how to do.
And here's the thing. I think we come from we all come with our baggage.
Right.
We all come with all of the stuff that we've carried, whether it's a past relationship, whether it's our parents, we saw things our parents did. But I also believe that love is creating your own, maybe your own tradition, your own habits, but still understanding that, hey, you might have a history of where you guys did this on Christmas Day, right? Mm-hmm. I love you enough to understand that, but then also want to create our own love as well, our own tradition, our own habits, our own thing. And here's the thing, I mean, doing it with you and growing that thing with you, no different than how we built the culture. We built the culture together with love, walk in this place and build these things and build the studio and build this business and build this idea and dream together. That to me is where love really comes into play. Love sometimes might mean you staying extra hours when you don't want to, and your partner wants to go home, right? And so I think love is one of those words to me that it's it's bigger than just that word. It's an action word, like, as I've said before, right? It's action.
It's hard though.
It is hard.
It's very hard, and it's not glamorous.
No. See, here's the thing. People they might see us and go, God, how did y'all get here? We put the time and work in.
It's work.
It's work.
It's consistency.
It's consistency.
It's being present.
It's being honest.
It's
which
honest. Doesn't always mean that you're going to feel good after.
No.
But you have to have a rational mind to understand that if you want it to get better,
right, then
you have to grow with constructive criticism.
100%. Love is also looking in the mirror and going, you know what? I might not just be it right now, but I got some things to work on, and I'm going to improve this thing. You know, I
didn't handle that right.
How many times have I come back and say, "Hey, that's my bad"?
I don't think you've ever admitted.
or sit my kid and talking to my kids. Hey, listen, I could have did that differently. That's coming from the right place. That's coming from a love. And so what I've learned, even as a parent, just in Black love, is that I'm okay with apologizing. I'm okay with even telling my kids I made a mistake and I could have said that differently. I'm okay with saying, hey, honey, listen, that. Now, I might have meant what I said, right? It doesn't mean it came out right either, though. But that's also being vulnerable. There's a level of being vulnerable
and transparent. Yeah. And in that, you either one have to be in a safe space, or two have to be comfortable enough with yourself and confident with yourself to say, I'm okay if even after I express this, that the relationship is over.
I'm gonna tell you this from a love from a man's perspective, or even a Black man, because I think sometimes, there's that's a long conversation on what people think Black men think and how they love and all this other stuff. I say I'm always 0 and 1,000 if I have an argument with my wife. You just don't win. Nobody wins. So,
but that's the thing,
right?
It's not an argument.
Hey.
It's not an argument.
What do you call it? A debate?
It's a discussion. It's a discussion. Right. You are exchanging ideas, and you are having a healthy conversation on something that may not be agreed upon, but that does not devalue your opinion.
Right.
Nor does it devalue mine.
Right.
And so where we're different, and why I'm able to have those heated discussions and then be like, okay, what are we doing for dinner? Ooh. Because I'm not moved by words. Right. That's not my love language. You can call me out of my name and do whatever verbally, and that's not going to move me.
And still okay.
And I'm good. But I know that that's why God made me the way that I am, to be able to run companies, because there are things that are said that you have to keep moving, and you can't be moved by the verbal things that happen. But that is why I think that it's not an argument. Right. It's just a discussion where, when you are having a discussion with someone that you actually love, there's a respect that comes with the discussion.
Yeah, but here's really what my point was, is that there's no such thing as a win or I'm winning.
No,
that's really where I was going with it. There's no such thing.
So you're like, if you say it's an argument, a debate, or a discussion, this is not. You're not competing.
I'm not trying to compete versus me trying to complete.
Hey, you already got me.
I'm trying to complete us, right? So that's really where I'm going with it all. The Bible says this: when a husband and wife shall become what? One. Mm-hmm. That means you got work.
Yeah.
You shall become.
Yeah.
That's work.
Yeah.
That's time, energy, and effort. Mm-hmm. Right. That's honesty. Mm-hmm. That's me still loving on you when even if my tank is low or your tank may be low, right? Mm-hmm. And vice versa.
And I think that what you're saying is, I think that people miss it at that point, because they think that it it is not work.
Right.
And it is work. It is a lot of work.
Yes.
Because if every moment of your life was able to be a winning moment without adversity, then you would always win.
Right.
Because it's easy.
Right.
Losing is what takes no effort. All you have to do is stop. Just stop. The winning is done deliberately. You are actively a part of it. So I know when I'm having these conversations with my girlfriends right now who may be having a rough patch in their marriage,
Right.
I'm like, listen, you're going through menopause. He's going through a change because all of them old. Everybody's everybody's 45 or older. So there's all of these emotional things that you as an individual are going through. So you have to be cognizant about mentally where you are, mentally where they are before you make a permanent decision for a temporary situation.
Right. Bingo.
Yeah, just work through it.
Well, I just me talking on my behalf. I think a lot of times when I see couples and I hear some of the challenges they have, they don't hang in there long enough to see what God has in store for them on the other end.
Yeah.
I just refuse to give up all this work that I've done to be on the tail end of nothing. No, that's not how that become one.
So what else are you going to talk about on your show?
I think we got a lot of hot topics. We got a lot of hot topics to talk about: relationship, parenting, how we met, how do you know, for viewers out there, how did you guys meet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might ask some or talk about some juicy topics out there. Is this a relationship ending thing that he or she did?
Oh.
How'd y'all fight through? How do you fight through your challenges if you have some challenges in your marriage? How do you fight through those?
How do you fight through it?
Prayer. However, you know what I've learned though over because we've been together for quite some time, right? I realized that in our relationship, if we ever do have if there's anything that's an obstacle, we have learned to recover quickly and understand. Okay, we might feel that way this moment in time, but she ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
You know what I love about our marriage and relationship is that when we met, we had nothing.
Ooh.
We had nothing. I mean, we had a house, but we had nothing. We almost lost the house. I mean, we had nothing.
But that's something else too. Like, what do you do, right? When you meet somebody, you got nothing and you about to lose stuff.
Yes.
And I see people vacate. And we were just like, no, I think what we've done in our relationship, we don't give failure. Failure is not an option. And I think that Black love has transcended into business.
I love the fact that when we didn't have anything, we scraped up to be able to buy a piece of pizza.
Ooh,
a piece of pizza.
You remember that?
A piece of pizza.
A slice of pizza was $8.
Not.
And we split it in half.
Not a pie.
A slice.
A piece.
And that was a sacrifice.
That was a sacrifice to do that.
And I'm going to tell you this. I almost ate your fingernails that Put them fingernails up there too. I ain't quite full, but but that's what it is. I mean, you got to be willing to sacrifice when it's tough too, right? And it's not going to always be peaches and cream.
No, it's not.
But you know, there's a process to having a successful relationship and experiencing Black love, and we can look back then and go, oh, you remember then, and have great stories about what
because we kept moving.
Yeah.
Which allowed for there to be an and then,
right,
and not an ending.
Right. We didn't look back either.
No.
We never look back.
And then it's really just all rooted in God. Really,
100%.
It's like there's no way that you brought me this guy and it's getting ready to end like this.
That is so true.
There's no way. There's no way.
No, we continue to transition and transform into what God wants us to be.
Right.
Call us to be.
Because we're not where we were.
Oh.
And and I'm not talking about financially or career wise or anything material. I am saying that in every moment we are evolving as people.
Correct.
I used to love Powerade. Now I love champagne. Like I've changed.
Yeah.
I know you've changed.
Yeah.
You don't eat so much candy anymore.
No, I don't chew so much gum anymore.
Right. So, and it's with that evolution of who you are that you want your mate, your spouse to evolve with you. Yeah. Not so much for them to like everything that you're doing at that time, but just to continue to grow together.
Hey, don't you want to grow?
Yeah.
One thing that I always tell people, or tell guys especially, I don't never have to worry about my wife not trying to grow, not trying to work, not trying to have a futuristic thought process.
Well, let's talk about that. Okay, let me tell you, we're gonna close the show with this. So we got married, and we had this. It was a layover, but it was an extended layover, and our flight got canceled. So we're in Vegas.
Past the past, y'all.
We're in Vegas. When we find this out, I go, let's put our stuff in a locker. Let's jet to the Strip. We got to go to the Strip. We've got to go. Do you know what my husband told me? What did you tell me, honey?
No. But what time was it?
Everybody knows Vegas is 24 hours. It was nighttime.
No, what?
Nighttime.
Well, here's the thing. And our relationship is no longer like that. But
he said no. We slept on the chairs in the airport. And I was like, what are we doing? I'm adventurous. I want to experience life. I feel like we're only here for a flash of time on our tombstone. It's just a dash. You better get every ounce of it out because you don't want to be on your deathbed and regret something that you did not do.
That's true.
I think you owe me a trip to Vegas.
My bad. I'm still learning.
So I was just like, what is going on?
I'm still learning you.
You owe me a trip to Vegas.
I do. Let's go. See, now we do day trips.
We do.
Okay.
We're out.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We do. But this is what you're going to have on your show.
Yes.
Boy Meets Girl.
Yes.
Talking about life experiences. Are you going to bring any other people on?
We may. I think we're probably going to bring some other couples on.
Okay.
Couples on and hear their stories and how they met, how they've evolved, how they've keep it, going. But I think it's, we really want to share just love, right? And share our love and share a bit of ourselves with other people and just let them know, like, hang in there.
Right.
Fight that fight. Fight that love fight.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Modkins, so much.
Welcome, Mrs. Modkins.
For joining me today on The Culture.
Yes.
Honey. Oh, that's another story because I will get the name wrong. We'll talk about that on Boy Meets Girl. But thank you so much for joining another episode of The Culture. Tune in later on tonight at 6 p.m. for My 2 Cents, which returns tonight. Grab a drink, grab your friends for the shenanigans. 6 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It'll be a nice time. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
The Culture is produced and owned by Hip Rockstar Media and is distributed by the Culture Media Group. It cannot be reproduced or broadcast without written consent.